Okay, I think we're live, everybody. So, welcome to our first live podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and joining us today is one of our former podcast hosts, Andy Phillips, who's also here to help us moderate. Andy, thanks for joining us. And we have as our guest today Rishvin Ismath. I hope I said your name right. And Rishvin is one of our volunteers on the Atheist Support Network. And so normally our podcast goes at about 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's now 11 a.m. Eastern time in the US and Canada. So for those of you who might be wondering why we're doing it earlier, it's because of the something like 14 countries where atheism is punishable by death. Like all but one are in Asia. Like there's one in Africa, the rest are all in Asia. So it's evening here in Asia. So, and the bulk of the requests that we get at the Atheist Support Network are from people in Muslim countries in Asia asking for help. So that's why we're going live in the morning in North America instead of at night. And so we're going to get going. So welcome, Rishvin, and thanks for joining us. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? As I understand, you are a former radical Muslim. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, Jason, and hi, Andy.
Hi.
So I thank you for hosting me today. It's a pleasure to be here, been working with ASN as a volunteer, and I get this opportunity. Yeah, I come to your first question, like about myself. Like I was radicalized while I was studying in my during my school days. While I was studying at a government school in Sri Lanka. Education is free by the constitution. So I was admitted to a government school, and the school was dominated by one of the Islamic movements called Sri Lanka Jamaat Islami, which is a branch of the global Jamaat Islami that was found in Pakistan by a radical cleric called Maulana Maududi, who was once given the capital punishment, but finally, because of the political influences, he escaped from that one. But we are not going through that one very deep. So Jamaat Islami was found by that person, and they started this one in Sri Lanka in 1954. My school principal and some teachers were part of that movement, and my Islam teacher was very much part of that movement. When I was 12, he started teaching us in that way. This is how I got into this movement. And yeah, I was thinking that one day I should be a jihadist. That is the greatest way to go more close to the God and go to the heaven or the paradise, whatever it is, to win the afterlife, that afterlife. But anyway, practically, I never involved into this jihadi stuff, but I'm more into the Islamist, by carrying those ideology in my head, and I was believing everything said into the religion as the correct and the truth, but nothing but the truth. So this is how my life was going on. But the school, that was the main place where it started radicalization.
So how long were you in that sort of radical mental ideology?
Well, I was just shifting from one moment to another because of the ideological or minor differences between them, and then I found that one moment is better than the other one, that I have shifted here and there, and like till 2012. No, actually in 2009 I left to Saudi Arabia for employment. Till then I was involved in these Islamic movements in the country, but in Saudi Arabia it's religions sponsored by the government. You can't have movements, so they are Islamic centers. But once I come back to Sri Lanka, everything started change. There was a time that I had my own laptop and free time, some money in my hand, so that I spent time on the net, and everything started changing and collapsing, the faith and everything. There was difference from what I used to be. Till 2009, I can say. But still, I was a Muslim, and I was following the religion very piously till 2011. And 12 was a period like in a dilemma. It was thoughts and mood swings. Sorry, thought swings. And in 13, almost I left the religion.
Had you considered yourself an atheist by then, or you were no longer in a radical ideology, but you were still would have considered yourself a Muslim then, or you had pretty much left the religion altogether by then?
Well, till 2013, I considered myself as a Muslim. Well, this was an interesting story. It was not me who decided to leave the religion. Actually, it was the religion that made me leave it. Because whatever said in the religion, I studied it, I believed it by heart, and I trusted it. Everything is the words of the word of the God. So it was going on for a long time like that. And as I said, when I come back from Saudi Arabia, that time I was a Muslim, and I had my laptop, Facebook, and all this stuff. And there was I started reading different stuff on internet, but it didn't change my mind. It's particularly one thing that changed my mind was there was a secret group involving the Sri Lankan Muslims, run by some Islamists. The purpose of the group is to report any material, any Facebook pages, posts that's appearing against Muslims and Islam. So I was added to that secret group. Almost 12,000 to 14,000 members were there. So they started posting different things to report. While you are reporting these things, you can't help seeing this content. So I'm on a laptop, not even on a phone, so that I can see it in the wide screen. So almost 96 to 97% of those pages and the posts were useless, or I can call it garbage. But around 3%, yeah, they had those pages and the account had presented constructive criticism about Islam. So instead of reporting them, I bookmarked them and I followed what they are posting, what their views. I don't know who these people, or I can't remember those pages now. It was a long time back, almost 8-9 years back. But I followed these things. Those pages were the thought-provoking moment of my life. So then I started it disturbed my mind because I had a different picture about the religion, Islam, Prophet, and I had different justifications. And when my rational thinking faculty awakened, I just stayed, "Oh, shaitan, you are shaitan. Sleep. You don't want. I don't want to think about this one because it will lead me to disaster, hellfire, astray. I don't want. So I want to follow this religion." But when these pages came, and I started moving around with the different people also, like some atheists. Like first time I met when I went to Jaffna after a long time. So there I went to people, and they were talking in that time it was a different dimension for me because everything I think I talk and I think. Sorry, I thought and I talked according to my religion. My view was a tunnel view. That is the religious view. But these people were having a different wider view, wider angle, and talking in a different dimension. This also provoked my thoughts. So finally, with a lot of struggle inside my mind and dilemma and all, in 2013, I decided, yeah, I'm no longer a Muslim, and I left, and yeah, I'm an atheist. And
Was there something specific that you read that made you think this isn't the religion for me?
Yes, especially the marriage of Muhammad, the so-called prophet of Islam. He married to a child. He was a 53-year-old man, and he married a 6-year-old child. But at the time, we were given justifications. Okay, I don't want to go deep into that one, and I thought, okay, it's okay like that. And later on, one of the clergies, one of the preacher came to our masjid, took some verses from Quran. That was 64:5 said, sorry, 65:4, Surah Al-Talaq, verse number 4. He said, here it is mentioned that Lam Yahilna, those who have not yet menstruated can be married. But still, I didn't go deep in. Just as an information, I stored in my brain. Then again, we talk about slavery, the right-hand process. So he said, if we attack the nearby village, non-Muslim village, we can take their women as our slaves. We can have sex. We can sell it. Still, it was a kind of a disturbing thing to me because I was thinking my religion was peaceful and Prophet lived a great life and good one, and this religion should rule the world and all. Still, I didn't let those thoughts go up and more. So I just cut it off and say that shaitan, don't disturb me like that. So, but when it happened like 4 years back. But when I got my laptop and free time, and seeing this material in a different constructive criticism or cartoons explaining a very old man holding a small kid in the hand, and with a erected male organ, something like that. Those things, I see these things in those pages. They were the call. So that's what those were the two important things, and there were a lot of other things. Then I thought about the story Adam and Eve, where Adam and Eve had no part. It was an egoistic battle. This is a fiction, even though it was written in the way that it was an egoistic battle between the so-called God and his companion, the Satan. It was an egoistic battle between them, according to Islam. I don't know how it is exactly described in the Bible, but anyway, it was taken from Bible. But Islam has its own way of describing things. And according to Islam, it was the egoistic battle between the God and the Satan. So then I was thinking, Adam has no part in this one. Why he should be punished? So Satan was given all the power. Adam was helpless. So then all this is also another thing. Then the main thing that finally I call it a day for Islam is when I thought about the democracy, then I look at the world. So we are around 8 billion people. Am I correct in the number? 8 billion, the world population. So if you take the majority people representing one religion, that is Christianity, 27%. Inside there are a lot of divisions. Then this Islam comes second, that is around 24%, 23 to 24%. And inside there are a lot of division and one another fighting with each other and bombing in their masjids while they are praying their God. So I thought if this religion had come from a God who had created all of us, a wise, almighty, omnipotent God, he would have known the better way to deliver his message. So, but his message didn't even reach 27 or 28%, one third of the people. It less than one third of the people have accepted. But those who accepted are confused. What is the correct person? What is the correct message? And majority of the people have rejected him. So it is under the democratic terms of the democracy, the God is the biggest failure. Because he created his own creation, but he failed to deliver his message. How can he be an omnipotent God, almighty, or powerful, all-known? No way. Then I decided, at that moment I decided, okay, there may be a God, but this God is not prescribed or not introduced by any of these religions. So when I go deep into the stuff of Islam, yeah, I was able to find everything was created by a human with a reason for his selfish reasons to satisfy his desires. So these things were matching to one another. But I was thinking, okay, so far I did not think in this way. Now I have lost my faith. I see things more clearly. I have removed my glass. I see with my bare eyes. So then I realized, okay, this religion is not from God. So God cannot be a failure, and God cannot give priorities to the smallest desires of the human, lust of the human, if I say correctly.
When you made this decision that you couldn't support it any longer, what did your family think? Were they glad you were no longer radicalized and becoming more thoughtful, or were they scandalized that you left it altogether?
Well, in my radicalization, Islamization or the radicalization, family played no part. Whatever a decision I take, well, they were sometimes unhappy, sometimes okay, they said it's okay, it's your decision, like that. But they never involved this thing. It was my school, my community, and the media, and the friends I move with, and the masjid. They are the ones played the part. They are the ones played that part, not my family. But once I left my religion, I didn't tell my family. I was still pretending to be a Muslim. And by 2014 onwards, I started presenting my own way of constructive criticism and questioning the religion. Still, I did not call myself an ex-Muslim or atheist. So I didn't call myself like that. I was just pretending to be a Muslim and avoided the direct question. Somebody asked, if someone asked whether I was a Muslim, I always avoided answering the question directly.
But you're one of the co-founders of the Council of ExMuslims of Sri Lanka, so presumably your family knows now.
Yeah, they know. Now they know everything. Now the whole country knows, because I appeared in front of the Parliamentary Select Committee following the Easter Sunday blast, and I exposed some radicalized material like in the school books, and recently also I released a video talking about these school textbooks. This is as I said that education is free in Sri Lanka, school education, but these books are issued to the Muslim students by the government of Sri Lanka with a picture of then education minister and his signature and message, and contain a lot of radical material. So I exposed these things, and I come to know from the police intelligence that ISIS even had to try to kill me, because even though I did not declare myself that I have left Islam, they smelled that I had already left Islam because of my writings and all, and they knew about. They might have known my past history also, how much I was involved with the beard and all. Then I'm shaved and nothing. So then they might have guessed that I had left. And in the school textbook, it is clearly mentioned the punishment for those who leave religion, Islam, is killing or murder, not capital punishment. It is said killing or murder. It's the Tamil word is the meaning of the Tamil word is it's free for all. Anybody can do that. Like it is not by a body or a court or a government. So this is what mentioned in the school textbook. I exposed these materials in front of the parliamentary select committee. That time I had to declare myself against Muslims, and after that everybody knows that I'm no longer live with my family. So following my declaration in front of the parliament, I had to leave my family. I was forced to leave.
So when did you co-found the Council of ExMuslims?
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. When I left Islam, at that time I didn't even know the term ex-Muslim. I was struggling. I was not sure what my identity, because I knew one thing: if I call myself an atheist, every Muslim is going to think that I was never be a Muslim, because since I come from a radicalized background, from the radical Muslim background, being a radicalized Muslim, so I knew that how Muslims think. When somebody leaves Islam, they either think that this way. We didn't know much of the people who left Islam. Only I had known a couple of people, or one more, three people, I guess. One is Dr. Salman Rushdie. The other one is Dr. Taslim Nazreen, and another one Dr. Wafa Sultan. I don't know much about Wafa Sultan, but other two people are from my neighboring countries. One is from Bangladesh, another one is from India. And even in my country, that Muslims had a stage protest and all, and written a lot about them, and a lot of character assassination about them. But now I call them the character assassination. But when I was a Muslim, I thought that was the truth. So it was always portrayed that somebody leaves Islam only for the lot of money, and paid by Israel, America, or Western countries, and European countries paid against Islam for leaving the religion. That's what we were told, we were taught, and we believed. So when I were in their shoes, when I about to leave Islam, or when I left Islam, I was sure that if I call myself an atheist, they are not going to think that I was a Muslim. So then I was struggling how I am going to call. Then I was searching things, and I found something called spiritual but not religious. Then I thought, okay, that they call it SBNR. So I thought that, okay, this could be my identity, because I was struggling with it. Then only I come to know about this term ex-Muslim. So that I found it was, oh, why? It's perfectly described about myself. So then I searched, then I found the ex-Muslim council in Britain. Then I come to know about the one in German, and I found, okay, there are various organizations, but still I didn't have any idea about that one. Finally, I found one friend who also happened to be an ex-Muslim, who was abroad at the time. So then I was very happy to talk to the guy who has left Islam. Then I said that, okay, we should catch up for a beer, and when you come to Sri Lanka, we will meet, and like that. But he was not about to come. He wasn't ready to come to Sri Lanka immediately. It took 8-9 months. During this period, we found more people. Then we decided, okay, why shouldn't we form an organization instead of me and you having a beer and bacon? So we decided, okay, we will form an organization like that. That's how this idea came. And then we published some Facebook. We ran some Facebook advertisement, and we created a page, and a few people joined. But very interesting fact is, a lot of Muslims try to sneak in, pretend to be as Muslims. Some of them are very radicalized, personally known to me, but they were not aware that I was behind these things, because we did not show our face. Only we say that ex-Muslims are going together in Sri Lanka. If you are one, just contact us, and we give the inbox details and the email ID. So there's some radical Muslims contacted me. So, but they didn't know that I was behind that, but I knew them. So then we created a kind of vetting process, how to screen these people and how to get into this one. So this is finally we found around 20 people, and we had our first meeting. There was a gathering, and finally we converted it into a general meeting, and we formed the organization.
What year was that?
It was in 2016.
And how many members do you have now?
Well, as a policy, I'm not the president at the moment. I'm only a spokesperson, because that position did not exist until I become public, and after that the new president came, and they established a position, because they thought that I would be able to show my face and talk. But according to the council decision, we don't talk about the number of members in public, because either it can go positive or negative, either way. So they have decided this is the decision taken by the committee.
Can I just ask a question? When you've started to meet up with people who identify as ex-Muslims, what sort of stories do they have of coming out? Was it easy for some of those people, or was there times that some people had some problems?
Well, when it comes to the young people in their late teens, yeah, it was easy for them to leave because they are young and they don't have any bonds, no responsibilities by like that. So by mind, by their thoughts, they can leave the religion. But practically, it's difficult for everybody. Until now, I am the only public ex-Muslim in Sri Lanka. All of our other members, as well as other ex-Muslims, there are not ex-Muslims who are not our members, but they are all in closet. They don't declare themselves as ex-Muslims. They can't. Either they are in different pen names in Facebook or social media platforms expressing their views. That's all. They don't come to public because the consequences are very hard and very difficult. They tried to kill me almost. I got to know about the 6 attempts that the local ISIS had to try to kill me. The same people who did the Easter Sunday bomb blast. Still, I have threats from the extremist materials, and there are chances of facing a lone wolf attack. You understand what I mean, lone wolf attack. So these chances are there, and still I'm in hiding, and I try to protect myself. And yeah, these issues are there. So there's other Muslims, other ex-Muslims do not want to face the same. They have an example, so they try to hide. Maybe in the future, things may change, but yeah, government implements some kind of de-radicalization programs, but I don't know how far it will succeed because there are politics involved and some of the Muslim people influencing these things. So it's not sure how it will work. But yeah, we have to wait and see. But I don't think that in the near future or in the immediate future we are going to see anything. I don't think so. It will take time. It may take time.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of time. Do you think that Muslims who are still devout would listen to this and listen to your story and understand that if someone wants to leave a religion, that they should be free to do that? Or do you think that people who are still devout Muslims truly believe that you should be punished? Do you think they truly believe that?
This is a difficult question because still I have some good Muslim friends. They are Muslims, but they are not Islamists. They are Muslims, and they love me for what I am. Very few. I can count with this hand. But majority of the Muslims, either they don't care, or they think someone else should punish me. If I am punished, killed, they will think, yeah, it's a correct thing. But not everybody is going to do this one. There are Islamists. They will do it. They believe that I should be killed. Yes, Islamists believe, because it is in the Quran and Hadith. Surah Al-Ma'idah, the 5th chapter of the Quran, verse number 33, talk about waging war, the crucifying, or cutting off the hands, or hanging and killing. So this is said to be about those who leave Islam, murtads, or the apostates or ex-Muslims. So there are plenty of hadiths. These hadiths say those who leave Islam should be killed. So the Islamists are ready to do this one. If they have the proper opportunity and a good plan of escaping, they will do it. Maybe there are some lone wolves. They will be waiting for a chance. And some organized people also there might be. But I will not point finger at the entire Muslim community.
And they, because it does stagger me sometimes when you hear these sort of things. And it also worries me that people who call themselves religious and they call it the religion of peace are quite happy to cause damage or even kill people just for the lack of belief in something. It does stagger me.
Well, to be frank, Islam is not a religion of peace at all. I don't know what a religion need to call it a religion of peace.
But it's advertising. That's what it
yes.
seems to me. It seems like they've got to
Yes.
say that.
Not only advertising, it want to hide a bad side of it, or the wrong, or the worst side of it. Islam is, well, I don't know where you people live, the countries where you live, whether I can say it or not. But in
I'm in the
country
UK.
where I am living, okay, where I am living, yeah, okay, then, Sir Amis, the parliamentarian, was murdered 3 days ago.
So I couldn't quite hear that.
One parliamentarian was Sir Amis.
Oh yeah, Amos. Yeah.
Yeah, Sir Amis was murdered. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I would tell that Islam has two parts. One is the Meccan part. The second one is the Medinan part. As we all know, when a new constitution comes, the old one is invalidated. So same things happen to Islam also. Islam has a Meccan version and a Medinan version. According to the Meccan version, it was a peaceful one. Even though there were cursings and swearing by Muhammad about the disbelievers, he was not physically involved in any violence. The Meccan version, the Medinan version, when he got the power and everything, things were very different. If you read the Islamic books, Quran and Hadith, you would not hesitate to call him involved in activities which can be defined as activities of terrorism today. Well, I think I put it in a very, very soft way, not to put you people in trouble. But if it is in my country, I'm talking in my language, I would directly call it, and I challenge these people. If you don't accept what I'm saying, go and file a case in any court. I will bring only your holy books, Quran and Hadith. I'm not going to bring anything. I was asked this question by a lawyer who represented Sri Lanka Jamaat Islami, former leader, in front of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. He asked me, you present degrading or bad things about Prophet and Islam. You are writing these things in a very degrading manner. Very, I don't know the exact word. Okay, he said something like that. I told him, if you believe Quran and Hadith have described Muhammad in such a way, then you can accuse me the same way. That's all I said. I said I write everything from Quran and Hadith. I don't write anything from my own.
And
so it is actually such a shame. Most people in the West do not understand what Islam is. They see only one part. And these apologists, they are very cunning, and they know how to present something which is not actually they present something as something another thing, but it actually not the same, not the thing, but they present. It is a different thing.
Yeah, I've noticed the apologists tend to
always misinform the people. They are the Islamophobes. These apologists are the Islamophobes. You know, they are Islamophobic because they are afraid of Islam. They don't talk about, they don't show you the truth, the real Islam. They hide Islam because they are Islamophobic. They are fear. They are afraid of showing the real Islam.
They seem to interpret a lot of the Quran and Hadith in a way that softens what's actually written. And when you question it, people like myself are told that you don't understand. It's above your head. You're reading it in the wrong way.
It's not just Islam. I mean, radical, evangelical, any fundamentalist Christians, ultra-Orthodox Jews, they'll all, ignore like the passages that are abysmal and just focus on, how many Christians, are killing people for wearing the wrong fabrics or because their child talked back to them. So it's all about picking and choosing. So it's not just, you can't just point to the Muslims. And I've made the point repeatedly that the majority of Muslims are moderate, as the majority of Christians and Jews are. So, it's the fringe groups of all three that are getting all the press. So, Rishvin, do you know in Sri Lanka what is the percentage of the country that is Muslim? Because I know you got the Tamils and the Sinhalese, and I imagine the Muslims are probably a minority there, I would think.
Yes, I was about to come to that point. I will come to that point. I'll say something. Islam has two ways. Islamists have two ways of answering when you criticize or talk against Islam, or when you know when you know Islam very well. They have two ways. When it comes to the civilized countries where Muslims are minority, they will silence you, labeling you Islamophobic. When it is a majority Islamic country, they call something called apostasy law. You will be killed. But yeah, I was about to be killed. But Sri Lanka is not a Muslim country. It's not an Islamic country. Muslims make up somewhere around 10% in this country, the total population. And they have nearly 50 or more than 50 Islamic organizations which are propagating Islam. And some of the organizations work for make Sri Lanka an Islamic country, especially Sri Lanka Jamaat-e-Islami. This country had an aim of making Sri Lanka as an Islamic state. They had the plan. So it's only 10%, but still they are 10%. Most of the people are not radicalized, but still they were able to carry on terrorist attacks, attempted murders, and attempting to kill the apostates.
And they were getting stuff. So the textbooks you mentioned, those textbooks that you mentioned that you brought to the government, these were textbooks in the private Muslim schools. These were not in public schools for the 90% of Sri Lankans who aren't Muslim.
But in Sri Lankan schools, you have religion as a subject. If you're a Catholic, you will have Christianity. If you're a Hindu, you will have Hinduism. And you're a Buddhist, you will have Buddhism. As well as the Muslim students will study Islam. And education is free. Almost 96 or 97% of the students attend to government schools. And these schools' textbooks are issued by the government free of charge. These books are issued by the government free of charge to Muslim students. These things are mentioned in those books.
Okay, so it's not enforced on the whole population. It's only the students of those 10%.
Mostly non-Muslim students don't study these things, but Muslim students study.
Okay, got it.
There's another hadith is mentioned in the teacher's guide. It says there will be some youngsters, people. They are a group of people. They will be faithful Muslims, and all of a sudden they will leave the religion. Wherever you find them, kill them. Wherever you find them, kill them. This is mentioned in the school teachers' guidebook. This thing published by the government of Sri Lanka. So it shows how much these Islamic movements systematically intrude into the government's administration system. Sri Lanka Jamaat-e-Islami started in 1954, and they established a systematic approach of intruding to the government, the government framework, government administrative service.
And so after you brought it to their attention, has it been removed from the textbook since then, or it's still there?
It's still there. Because government brought forward few plans like translating Quran in a non-violent way, as well as removing these stuff. But what can government do? Because the original stuff is same. If they remove violence, sometime you will have a Quran like this. If you remove this all misogynist, gender discrimination, violence, and all this stuff, you will have a Quran like this. So what can the government do?
Okay, and so you're also a volunteer with the Atheist Support Network. Are you comfortable talking about what you're doing there, or you'd rather keep that private?
Well, I hope that you want to know about those things, and I'm not sure whether I can discuss about the cases because it's mostly confidential. Right. Yeah, we receive different cases, and Tonai is the director coordinator with me, and he's giving all the advices. Tonai is doing an excellent job, and Tina and Paula and all the team is even Nura and all doing a good job. So
are we getting a lot of?
I'm supporting them within my capacity. I have my own issues and problems. Still, I'm able to do something, but sometimes it depresses, give me the depression also when I hear the stories about these people and how much they are struggling to survive or save their lives from this. Especially most of the cases we are getting from Muslim countries. They are ex-Muslims.
Yeah, we do have a
So
lot of
that
that
sometimes,
with.
yeah, it remains my traumatic experience also. It's
We do
more
have a lot
connected.
of that with in the Atheist Support Network with people who are ex-Muslim trying to flee, trying to get out, trying to just find a way somehow. What motivated you to actually become more active with something like the Atheist Support Network?
Well, activism is something that I've been doing for a long time, from my school days. Because when I believe Islam was the right religion, yeah, still I was propagating this and convincing my friends and talking to these things. Once I understood that it was a false, then I stood for the other side. So I'm a person that almost engage with people and presenting ideas. So I was doing like this, and then I got to know about Tonai. So Tonai proposed me, yeah, Rishvin, would you like to join our team to do this thing? I was very happy to join because, yeah, even though my involvement is very limited, my capacity is very small because of the issues that I am facing. I'm not living a life, a free life. So I have my own issues, and I have to worry about my own security and all these things. But still, yeah, I was happy to join the team. So I hope one day that I'll be do more. I'll be able to contribute more. But now my contribution is limited. Well, I hope that I do my part.
Are you getting a lot of requests from Sri Lanka, or you're basically just supporting ex-Muslims from all sorts of countries?
No, Sri Lanka, I don't think that any ex-Muslim would directly contact AI or ASN because, yeah, they know me and we are here. So almost all of them are in touch, and we have our own issues. But anyway, we have a different mechanisms to solve these issues.
Right.
I will not be able to discuss about that one in public, but Council of ExMuslims of Sri Lanka have a different mechanism. When we need support, yeah, we contact international organizations, for example, like ASN or AI or other Faithless Hijabi or Humans International, or we contact them for when we think, okay, this organization can solve this issue, then we contact. But it's very rarely, not every time. So mostly we try to solve the issues within ourselves because that is the sustainable thing.
So you're mainly supporting them, atheists, ex-Muslims in their countries, and so a lot of people know we get a lot of email from people begging us to get them out, but we're not a government organization. We can't issue visas. We can't move people. A lot of what we're doing right now is emotional support. We do provide limited financial support for people. I know we got an Egyptian lady out of her situation. She was active in the LGBTQ community, and she was an artist who was being persecuted, and we were successful in helping her asylum petition and got her out. And I know we have multiple other asylum petitions ongoing, and hopefully we can help those people. But by all means, if you're watching right now and you need help, reach out. Like I said, mostly what we can do is emotional support and help you there. Limited financial support where it's needed, but please reach out to us. So Rishvin, any advice that you have for people? Like, you're in this situation, like what would you tell them?
For everybody who's watching this program, please support organizations such as ASN or AAI because there are a lot of work left to be done, and there are a lot of people, you may not know about these people, but these people reach us from different channels, and their stories, even we won't be able to tell those stories in public because we have to respect the privacy issues. We can't say that in such countries such person is there because some Islamist will be using his satellite channelings, and okay, fine, don't rocket this, okay, he's talking about these things. So but there are a lot of people struggling, and they need the financial support. Please donate whatever you can do your contribution, as well as you can voice for them also if you are unable to do the financial support, and you can talk to your government if you are living in a free civilized country. You can talk, and there should be policy changes to be done by these governments also to list these people as in danger. I know that there's a lot of difficulties in get recognition for these people as they are in danger. We know these countries like Pakistan and Iran, how they were struggling. Now it's Afghanistan. Yeah, today I got the news that they killed a junior national player of the volleyball Afghan national team. Taliban has killed. Only 2 players from the team had fled out of the country, but the all others are hiding or inside the country. This is what the news said. So,
Andy, have we been getting any good questions on Facebook and YouTube from followers?
Actually, I'll just unmute myself. Not questions so much, but just a lot of people saying how brave you are, and just keep up the good work, because so few people do what you do, and it is brave to do it. We've already spoken about how you can get death threats or threats of violence towards you just for doing what you're doing, and to help people in the way you're doing. We all salute that.
You've been attacked, haven't you, Rishvin? I remember Michael Sherlock had sent me your story about a year or two ago and asked us to do a release on it, and I remember something about you were like in a parking lot outside the courthouse, and someone tried to come and attack you. Is that correct?
Yes, it was in the Presidential Commission premises. I was permitted. I was given the permission to cross-question the former leader of Sri Lanka, Jamaat Islami, who taught me the radicalized material and who gave us these things. So that I had a lot of facts about them and evidences. I went in front of the Presidential Commission to cross-question him. And once the session over, it was around midnight, 11:40 p.m. So I was leaving. 2 of his aides, supporters were there, standing outside for him, and they threatened me inside the premises. That is outside the house, but still it was inside the premises. I was threatened. This happened exactly last year. That was October 26th, 2020.
So it was almost a year ago. And were there no Sri Lankan police guarding this government office to come to your assistance?
No, I have not provided any personal. Well, I should not discuss about this thing in public. Anyway, that time I was myself. It was in the car park inside the premises. There was no police officers in that way. I was leaving the premises and this incident happened. Then the next day I reported this one and I made a police complaint, and the commission ordered for an inquiry, but police did not do anything useful. What they did is they forwarded the case to a mediation board. So normally they forward the cases to mediation. Normally they forward the family issues to the mediation board, but they did the same to me. But I didn't get carried forward.
And has there been, with the investigation, did they arrest the people who tried to attack you?
Jason, I'm having some difficulties hearing you. I don't know whether it's my network or you want.
No. Has anybody been arrested when they tried to attack you? Did the police ever catch the people and prosecute them?
No, not in that way. Police come to know about all the murder attempts after the bomb blast. When they arrest the suspects, they have confessed, or from their interrogation, police found it. But no, they have not arrested a single person for trying to harm me. Even I had made complaints from 2016 onwards. This bomb blast happened in 2019, but 2016 July 20th, I made my first complaint and the false statement to the intelligence. But they didn't do any arrest or any inquiries. I'm not aware of anything they did regarding it.
Any idea why? I can see in a Muslim majority country where they might try to hush it up and hide things, but in a minority where they're only 10%, you've got the majority Tamils and Sinhalese. Why shouldn't they care about what's going on?
Well, I guess that, as I said, Jamaat Islami was founded in 1954, and they made a systematical approach, very cunning way to influence the government and the government officers and the system, I guess. So it has a part. Still, 11 Islamic organizations banned in this country, but Sri Lanka Jamaat Islami is not yet banned. They are the people who sent Sri Lankan youth as jihadists to Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Kashmir, but they were not. They are not arrested. They started these things in 1980s when Soviet invaded Afghanistan. That was USSR invaded Afghanistan. They started sending jihadis to that country, but testimonies, voice recordings, statements presented in front of the commission, but the government did not ban them. I do not know what went behind the screen. It's a surprise because small organizations were banned, but this particular one organization is not banned. They are the root cause.
We got one question that's come in, which might be interesting for you to answer, which is, what would your advice be for new ex-Muslim activists?
Well, I tell them, you measure your surrounding. Do not look at another person from a different country, different background, and expose yourself. You have to measure your threats, your surroundings, and your strength. None of the organization would be able to help you straight away in a magical way. Everything is very slow. And do not trust that people say, if you leave Islam, US will help you, Israel will help you, Russia will help you, Europe will help you. No, it will not happen. So this is misinformation propagated by Islamists to keep you blind. Please don't trust that one. If you are confident enough that you can face the situation you're on, expose yourself. Otherwise, there are ways that you can express yourself without exposing yourself. Be careful. Islamists will try to Islamists will try to get to know you in different ways, pretend to be another ex-Muslim. So even if another person, unknown person, try to be an ex-Muslim, try to get in touch with you as an ex-Muslim, do your own screening. You do your own vetting process. Just don't check the mutual friends in the Facebook and trust. No, because this person may have a different plan to add more ex-Muslims to show you that he has more mutual friends. That is not the way to judge a person. So be careful. Your safety is in your hand. Don't take risk. Measure everything your own. That's my advice. Because I am in Sri Lanka, I know my situation. If you are in a different country, you have to measure around your situation. How safe you will be when you expose.
Are the various councils of ex-Muslims like North America, Great Britain, Sri Lanka, are you guys all in touch with each other with advice and support, or you're pretty much all operating independently?
No, we are all in touch, and we are part of the global international ex-Muslim coalition.
So there could be help there. So for this question, like, what would your advice be? Like, people like the councils in Great Britain and North America could be good resources as well for the people who are asking these questions.
Yeah, Examine and CMB, ex-Muslims Norway, and all they are doing their part, and they do good.
Okay, thank you for your bravery and standing up for what you believe in. Andy, you got any more questions?
Nothing else has come in, no.
Any of your own questions?
Just apart from messages of support, that's basically what's coming.
Okay, we should probably start wrapping up then. So thanks, Rishvin, for coming on. And anything you'd like to wrap up with? Some advice for people?
I ask people, do not believe whatever you are told. Just search. Especially I tell Muslims, don't believe whatever you're told. You study Quran. I don't ask you to study Dawkins or Hitchens. Study Quran. Study Hadith with an open mind. Sahih Muslim, Sahih Bukhari, these translations are available. Study and take 2 or 3 different translations of Quran and compare them, where they try to hide something. And there are a lot of ex-Muslim channels. There are a lot of ex-Muslim materials. So watch these YouTube channels, read those things. Don't believe, don't trust these things. Go and do your own research. Take the Quran and look at it, whether it is in the same way that they describe. So just don't recite the Quran, study it. That's a good thing. That's my advice to especially to the Muslims. And I also thank Jason for your time and hosting me, and also Andy for presenting here to question me. And thank you very much to both of you. And also I thank AI for this opportunity.
Very welcome. Okay, so we'll wrap it up. We've got a couple of potential guests on deck for next week, so I'm not sure who's going to come through first, but we'll definitely let you know by next week who it's going to be. So thanks everybody for watching and tuning in to our first live podcast. I'm glad it went off. We didn't have any technical glitches and we didn't lose anybody. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch everybody next week. And thank you, Rishvin, for joining us, and thank you, Andy, for helping to moderate.
See you later.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.